This is the last video in the section of how the government buys without going out to bid and RFP, without going through the 6 and 9-month process of going out to bid and RFP. What are all the ways they buy? So I just wanted to group them a little bit because it can be a little overwhelming when you hear about them all. So I just want to put them in some groups that might help you understand them a little better. Good? The first two, sole source and piggyback, these are really driven by the agency. They have to write up a justification. They send it to the head of their agency and say, hey, we want to do a sole source or we want to do a piggyback. So it's very agency driven. Again, they kind of have to write up the justification, send it to the head of agency, hopefully they approve it, then they can do a sole source and or a piggyback. Make sense? The next two, discretionary spend and P card, these are processes in place at the agency where they can go buy all the time, no matter what. They don't have to go ask for approval. Discretionary spend, again, the head of the agency can spend up to that discretionary amount anytime they want. And the folks with the P card, they can spend up to the maximum of that P card every single month, just like we do with our credit cards. So these, again, are grouped together, discretionary spend and P card. The next segment, set-asides or socioeconomic classifications, that's really driven by the companies. You have to decide, do you fit within a socioeconomic class? And if you do, filling out the paperwork so that when procurements are grouped for that classification, it eliminates a lot of the competition, improves the probability that you're going to win the procurement. And so again, it can be different for different agencies, but it's really driven by the companies, okay? The next several, GSA state schedule, GSA state contract, and co-ops are very similar. There's all these commodity products that are put on these contracts to enable agencies to go out and buy them really, really quickly. So again, they don't have to go out to bid and RFP, commodity items. They're either on the GSA schedule at the federal level, they're on the state contract, or the co-ops when agencies have gotten together and put product on a contract, or private entities have done the same. So GSA state schedule contract or co-ops, all very grouped together, all very similar. And last is simplified acquisition. Again, these are for products that typically aren't on GSA and state schedule or co-op, but they're really easy to describe. The analogy I would use, if a school needed to buy wrestling mats, they could describe the wrestling mat, put out the specs, get 3 quotes, and certainly award very, very quickly. Again, typically very price sensitive. Make sense? So again, these are the 9 main ways agencies buy without going out to bid and RFP. Super exciting. You'll always hear the government takes 6 to 9 months. It takes 6 to 9 months. Well, it doesn't. As we've gone over several times, you can win a government award in just a couple weeks or even just a couple days. So go out there, build your government sales team. Good? Until next time, God bless.